My dear brothers and sisters, Jesus comes out very strongly against the Pharisees. For the simple reason that the Pharisees were all about laws and rules and regulations. They were not really interested in the spirit of the law as much as Jesus was. They weren't really interested in people as much as Jesus was. They weren't really interested in the well-being and the welfare of people as much as Jesus was. And this is the problem even today. We can become very Pharisaical. Perhaps going exclusively by the law, this is the rule, this is the regulation, you can't bend backwards. You have to follow it, otherwise you're going against the commandments of God. And this is perhaps one of the teachings that a lot of people in this day and age are struggling with. Just give you one example. What if we eat meat on Fridays? We've gone against God's law. We've committed a sin. And then we are worried about that. We're constantly worried about what kind of food we need to take in. Some of us are fasting on some days of the week. Good. All these are good. But it's good if it brings us in closer union with the Lord. If it's not really having that kind of an effect of bringing us into this relationship with the Lord, then I think we're just doing rituals which don't really have deep meaning. And one of the rituals is this: abstaining from certain types of food. And saying, but it's mentioned in the Bible. God has told us to abstain from it. And Jesus very clearly tells us it's not what goes inside of a person that makes that person unclean, but what comes out of the mouth of that person. We are so worried, my dear sisters and brothers, about what food we should take in, on which days we should avoid which food. We are worried about this, but we are least bothered about the filth that comes out from our mouth every day. Constantly passing judgment against someone else. Constantly accusing other people of wrong that they have done. Constantly abusing. Constantly speaking ill against others. And it's the tongue that we need to pay careful attention to, not what's inside and outside of our stomachs. If we don't pay attention to the tongue, I think then we're doing a greater disservice to the Lord. And this is something we have to pay attention to. Can we start controlling the tongue? The way it speaks, the way it passes judgment against others, the way we are constantly bickering and filth that comes out from our mouth. I think this is what the Lord is inviting to us, each one of us, to in the gospel today. To pay attention to things that really, really matter. If you think that the Lord is going to judge us by what we've eaten and what we've not eaten, I think we're all wrong. I think the Lord is going to be judging us by the way we've acted with people, the way we've spoken to them, the way we've behaved in society. We should always be reminded of that text that Jesus refers to us about the judgment day, the separation of the sheep from the goat. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. When I was sick and in prison, you came and visited me. These are the things that really matter, my dear brothers and sisters. Let's pay attention to what the Lord is inviting each one of us to, rather than being so caught up with rules, regulations, and laws that we miss out the spirit behind each of them. God bless, and do have a Jesus-filled day.